G'day, my name's Joel Preston and I'm a born and bred Aussie. I like Vegemite on my toast, a footy in my hands, and a dunny that's redback free. I offer personal, in-depth guided tours of the fair city of Townsville to any tourists who are looking to learn the history of this ancient city. Here in the capital of North Queensland, we enjoy the 3 S's of Australian life: sun, surf, and the occasional sanger. Today, we're going to be meeting some bright-eyed foreigners who are ready to get a taste of the Aussie experience. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go meet the guests. Oh, well, looks like the rest of our group's finally arrived. G'day everyone, how's it going?
Good, how are
You ready to get cracking on this tour? See the sights and sounds of Townsville?
I came to Australia because of nice weather, and I also heard Townsville has the best weather in all of Australia. I heard a lot of great things about this particular tour guide, so I'm very excited to learn a lot of new stuff today.
Hey mate, what's your name?
I came to Australia because I really wanted to experience a new culture, and I didn't really mind getting away from the winter that I left in America, but I heard this tour guide is really interesting, and so I'm excited to learn a lot about the history and everything here in Australia.
Alright everybody, I think we should go and see the sights. Come on ladies. When I take tourists down to the Strand, I like to tell them the story of how all the places around here got their names. Of course, we stop by the stinger signs to warn them of the dangerous sea, but one of the main talking points in the area is Magnetic Island. I'll tell all the tourists how the reef slows down the waves from here to Cairns. But there is the exception of Maggie, which generates a force field that pushes waves towards the beach. That's how it's got its name. Basic knowledge of physics will let you know how that works. I'll tell them to remove their metallic objects, otherwise all the tourists might just get dragged across the water towards the island.
I don't see any surfers.
Continuing along. Well, there's no surfers because of all the sharks and crocs, etc. Yep, anyone who gets caught out there suffers a nasty fate.
Wait, are we missing a tourist?
She must have gone for a swim. Now, if you will direct your attention to this big, beautiful piece of rock we have behind us, this is where we're going next.
Where is he?
Let me tell you of an interview with an old man he knew. He's got a beak and feathers and things, but the poor old fella ain't got no wings. I'm too jealous of the wedge-tailed eagle.
There's got to be an easier way than that. How'd you all get up here? All right, let's go. Let's go check out the other side.
Yeah.
What you're looking at here is the infamous Castle Hill. You wouldn't realise this because of its seemingly serene beauty, but you're right now standing on top of Australia's biggest landfill. This is where Australians first invented their unique way to walk up hills. We don't just walk up a mountain like they do in other countries. We have a combination of skipping and jumping that helps guide us to the top. Is this how you mean? Yep, good one mate. You got it down.
I just couldn't help but laugh when the other tourist was running around like a madman. I've done some research on Australia, and I don't think they usually hike like that.
Very good. Well done. I'll give you guys a chance to take in the scenery before someone gets hurt. And then we're off to one of Australia's only universities, James Cook. Now, very few people know that James Cook actually came to Australia in search of the planet Venus. And shortly after his departure, he was consumed by cannibals.
How come we never heard about that before?
Because very little of that history is commemorated here. Anyway, this uni is in the top 5 in the world for something, and it's a popular choice for international students. Now, if we get lucky, I'll be able to show you some of the local wildlife around here. Let's go.
of times or maybe more. I've seen the sights, I've had delights on every foreign shore. But when my friends all ask me the place
Okay,
that
everyone,
I go.
be quiet. You see these cute little critters back here? Pretty recognisable Australian animal. It's called a wallaby. Now, they're the little brothers and sisters of the kangaroo. We aren't going to get much closer because they've got a kick that would send me flying to the other side of this field. Now, these guys are also known to make formidable boxing opponents. If I recall correctly, I think a kangaroo was Australia's champ for most of the 20th century.
I wish that we had wallabies in Norway. They're so cute.
Now, go back to this spot just a few thousand years ago, and this whole field would have been popping with megafauna. So that's big animals, so you Yanks can understand me. We had wombats the size of a hippopotamus, and marsupial lions, not to mention giant crocs and goannas. Nowadays, you're only in danger in this beautiful country if you encounter one of our many species of deadly snakes, spiders or jellyfish, not to mention the crocs and sharks. Isn't this just a wonderful place to live? In my experience, there's only one way to top off a tour down under, and that's with a beer. Or 12.
Yeah.
Frozen waves where the past comes back to life.
Yeah, I never knew Australia was so interesting. Yeah.
Well, it was all very entertaining, but I'm not sure that I can handle this drink.
I've learned a lot about this country, although I'm not sure how much is true.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure, but I'm afraid the tour has concluded.
Away. Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees. A sheep or two, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair.